Hello everybody and welcome to the unboxing and review of the Logitech G29 racing wheel and shifter. Today we're going to be taking the wheel and testing it on 2 games and then giving just an honest review of what I think about the wheel and shifter so far. Hope you guys do enjoy today's video and let's get straight into it. Alright, so here we are. We got the Logitech G29 and the Logitech Driving Force shifter together. This is the PlayStation version and also PlayStation / PC version. There's also another version that Logitech made, and it's the Xbox and PC version, which is the Logitech G920. I'm using it on PC, so it really doesn't matter. I've just always used PlayStation controllers, so I'm kind of used to the button layout. That's the only reason I got this one over the other one. And also this one has, I think, a shift indicator, and the the Xbox version does not. So that's why I went and chose the Logitech G29. So we're going to be doing an unboxing here before we do the testing and review of this wheel and this driving setup. So I will say I've already opened it up, I've already set it up, and I've already played around with it, just messed with the settings, make sure I get everything set up before I made this video. So I tried to put it back as neatly and as nicely as it came to me in, but it's not perfect. So what you guys see in the unboxing is not what they just threw in the box. It's what I threw in the box after I already took it out. Let's just get straight into the unboxing. So we're going to hold off on the shifter. But yeah, here is the Logitech Driving Force shifter. Basically, I drive a manual car, so I thought it would be best to race with a manual car. It's kind of what I've only drove my entire life. Also, I got it because I think it would be a good opportunity to be able to teach someone how to drive a manual car, aka like my girlfriend that probably needs to learn. So that's what I'm going to be using it for sure. But here we go. We got the Logitech G29 Driving Force wheel. Let you guys get a little bit of a more close up of it. There it is. Now, of course, it says PlayStation on it, even though we won't be using it for that. So let's go ahead and open it up. I will say, when I got this, I ordered it off Amazon, and at the time it was $279 or around there, plus about $60 for the wheel. So in total it was like $324 before tax, somewhere in there, give or take. This box looks fine. The shifter box looks decent, but I do say that this box came in kind of beat up. I don't think that's the company's fault. I don't think that's Logitech. I'm pretty sure it was just the mail people here. That really wasn't taking care of the box. I don't like how Amazon didn't put it in a box though. It was like sitting on my front porch with just like this. It didn't come in a box, which is kind of dangerous if you're not sitting there waiting for your package like I was, of course. So let's go ahead and open this up. I've already undone all the tape, but all we got to do is pop open the top here, and you're going to see that pretty much everything is in the box. It kind of looks pretty trashy right now because I already opened it up, and as you guys know, once you get everything out, it's about impossible to fit everything back into the same box. So this was all wrapped up, but basically what it comes with is the AC adapter for power, because of course our wheel needs power, like the motors in the wheel needs power, and that doesn't come through the USB from the computer or PlayStation. So you got your AC power cable. We're going to toss that to the side because that's not the main attraction of this video. You get some like manuals about it and some other content about some of the other products they sell, I'm pretty sure, in a little pamphlet, and then an owner's manual. So we're going to set that. We'll just set it back here in the box. But as far as the main concern is, here is the Sony Logitech G-Force driving wheel. So there it is. Nice and clean. I mean, it's very clean looking. Like first impressions, it's a little bit smaller than a regular wheel would be in a car, but I mean most racing wheels are smaller though, so it does it has a good feel to it. So, but we're gonna save that to the testing, and you'll guys see there. So here's the wheel. On the bottom there, you have all your ports for your connections, and we'll go a little bit more in detail with that. It just has attached the USB to it that's going to hook up to my computer or your PlayStation if you are using the Logitech G29. So we're going to set that aside and get the last thing that's in this box. Nothing too fancy in this box. Also in the bottom here, I'm pretty sure this is like a guide to set it up. I actually didn't look at it. Yeah, it's basically telling you how to clamp clamp your wheel and set up everything so things aren't moving or falling over or breaking while you're driving. Because if you guys are getting into simulated racing or whatever the reason for this purchase that you are getting this wheel for, you're going to be yanking on it and going after it, trying to catch some wins, right? So let's go ahead and get the other content that's in this box, which would be the Logitech pedals for the G29. So we're going to go ahead and take this out of the wrapper. And like I said, I already opened this before, so it's kind of all tangled up. Looks like it's been already opened by someone, because it has. But here's the Logitech pedals here, and they're nice and shiny, and I used them just a little bit, but we're gonna get into using it a little bit more. So here's the connector for it, and it's all tangled because I did that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this box. There's really nothing else. It looks like there should be else, but there's nothing else in the box besides the manual and paperwork and all that. But so you can also add on. So that is a purchase by itself. Like I said, is about $279 when I purchased it, around there, give or take. But you can also purchase for additional $59.99 the Logitech Driving Force Shifter, which I showed you guys here. And basically, it's so that you can use the clutch and the manual. I think in most games you can just use the paddle shifters that are on the wheel here, and the clutch, but I don't know how that works because I've only used the manual. So let's go ahead and open up the shifter here, and this is also already been opened by me. So what you get in there is also another just another guide on telling you how to hook it up to your wheel, and pretty much it's very, very self-explanatory, but we'll get into the setup here in a little bit. But yeah, so all that is the manual and of course the shifter. So here's the shifter in its little plastic here, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a Logitech shifter, and that would clamp on next to your wheel, and you got first through 6th gear, and also pressing down and going to the right would be reverse. We'll touch on that here later in the video, but that's pretty much it. That's all you need to get your startup set up for your simulated racing, whatever you're making this purchase for, and mainly to have a lot of fun. So that's it for the unboxing. Let's go ahead and head over to the computer, launch up a couple games, test it out, see how things are running on it, and we'll meet you guys on the PC. All right, so here we are. We're on the computer, and these are going to be the two games we're going to be testing. We're going to be doing the test now on the Logitech G29. And this is on the PC, of course. And these are going to be the two games we're testing. We're going to be playing Forza Horizon 4, and then we're going to be playing something called Dirt Rally 2.0. If you haven't looked into these games, these are two very popular racing games. One's a little bit more fun, and one's a little bit more realistic. Both of them support this wheel. Let's go ahead and hop into Forza Horizon 4 and get straight into the action and test this wheel out. Alrighty, so this is Forza Horizon 4 on the PC. I've already got all my settings set up, and we got our first car. This is like one of the first cars that you can get after creating a character. You guys also might notice I have my mic on my desk, so you're going to be hearing me shift. It's going to be quite loud. It might be annoying. But yeah, I think all my settings are set up. You might want to do a little bit of configuring and messing around with your settings as soon as you hook this up. By the way, guys, I pretty much hooked this up, and as long as you have Logitech G Hub, which is like the software for this, you should be good to go. Just plug it straight in and launch a game like Forza or any of the other games, and it should recognize it. If not, look up some tutorials on how to fix that. So the paddles work. As you guys can see, I can click up on it and also down to switch gears, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me because you'd have to be neutral right now. But also the manual works as well. So I can put the clutch down and put it in first. We got second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then down, and then right is reversed. So I have this waypoint set up because we're going to go try and do one race. I don't know what this is. It could be a good one or a bad one. I don't know. Let's go try it out. Let's go see if we can redo this race that we already did earlier today. And hopefully, guys, you can hear everything all right. As you guys can see, I can turn left, I can turn right. You can fix the sensitivity where it's like really sensitive. I think I have it on like 60% out of like 100. 100% would be like the full 900 degrees use of the wheel, but you really just need to get used to it before you attack that. So we're gonna head over to this race and hopefully we can play. So we're gonna go ahead and start the race event. We're gonna get straight into it, throw it in first, and get ready to go. Here we are in Forza Horizon, our first race. I actually did do this race earlier today, I think I said, but I don't really remember all the ins and outs of it. So the wheel has some fairly strong force feedback. I was thinking when I was purchasing this wheel that it would not be, I was feeling it was going to be a little bit more arcadey feel and like toyish feel, but no, it is fairly hefty, and the motors in this thing are very strong, so really similar to what you would get into like an actual race car if you were trying to turn a race car at 100 miles per hour, 200 or whatever. So yeah, I was very impressed. We got this sharp turn right up here, and I didn't mean to scratch up his car, but that's all right. We're gonna try and take the inside on these guys right here. Usually I can catch them on the turns here. Here we go. There we go. We took first place. I'm being quiet because I'm trying to focus here. But yeah, obviously, Forza isn't a super realistic racing game in general. It's kind of like a Need for Speed feeling. But I was that's why I was so impressed with this wheel. Just for the fact that they did a really good job with this input of the wheel and being compatible. They feel this wheel does feel actually very well with this game. I think it's a lot more fun to use something like this than using something like a controller, for sure. And I guess I just dusted everyone behind us because I'm not seeing anyone behind us, and we're on the last stretch here. And we're going to finish first place, throw it into fifth, and finish off. So there is a race on Forza Horizon 4. We did pretty good, right? 2:07, 2 minutes and 7 seconds to complete. Pretty darn good, and we are the winner. And I don't know if we'll get any. Yeah, we do get some crowns for that. Awesome. All right, so that's a little bit of a just an example of what Forza brings to the table and what this wheel can do in Forza. I wouldn't say it's anything like you actually whipping a car at 100 miles per hour, but that's really just the game. That has nothing to do with the wheel, and this is really just a wheel review. So I would say, as far as the wheel goes, it performs very well in this game. And I love the graphics. I love all the cars and the customization in this game. Highly recommend this game if you're going to purchase this wheel. But let's go ahead and hop over to our second game and our last game, Dirt Rally 2.0, and see how it compares and how this wheel reacts to that game. So let's go ahead and hop over. Alrighty, so here we are in Dirt Rally 2.0. It was actually on sale on the Steam store. So if you're looking at purchasing it, I'd go check it out. I don't know if it's still on sale, but I got it for $9.99 instead of $39.99. So good deal. So this is the second game we're going to be testing for the Logitech G29 and the Logitech Shifter. And this game, unlike Forza Horizon that we just tested, is quite a lot more realistic in my opinion. I played it a little bit. It is way harder, like actually driving a manual would be. A lot harder, way more realistic. The feel of it was a lot more realistic, and you guys should see that shortly. And just take my word for it, it is a lot. It unleashes, I think, the full potential for this wheel, at least in the dirt. I don't know about on the roads. Maybe like I think there's a Corsa game that's a good simulated racing game. I haven't looked into too much of that, but as far as what I've seen in this game, it really unlocks this wheel. I have it in manual mode. Unlike, just for example, right? Let's take a look at the Mustang. Of course, you guys can see there's a little side view of the Mustang and what the front is looking like. So a pretty mean looking Mustang, right? So, and you can also, of course, we all got to hear what the Mustang sounds like, right? It sounds pretty good and sounds pretty realistic if you ask me. What I meant by a lot more realistic is we can throw it into first gear, and if I don't give it gas, if those who know how to drive a manual, if I don't give it gas, right, and I start letting go of the clutch, boom, we just stalled the car. So just like a lot more realistic feeling. And then of course we can just press the gas and get it started back up like that. So I'm in like the free roam in this game. But it really, I've adjusted some of the settings as well. So it's not as jerky and as strong as a real car would be. But it is fairly realistic. The graphics are just as good, if you, in my opinion, as Forza. Just really a beautiful game, and it really just unleashes the full potential. I think the wheel really complements the game very well, and the game complements the wheel very well. They work fairly well together. So let's go ahead and head back to the main menu. And we're going to start up a little bit of a tournament. Now, this game also is, it does a lot better if you have a USB handbrake, which you can purchase separately. But I just use my circle button on the wheel, which is what the default is. But hopefully a handbrake will be in the near future. Alright, so here we go. Let's see if we can get a nice jump start. Here we go. Alright, first turn to the right. And usually this is where we all get banged up on this first lap. And I'm already banging up my car bad. This is a lot better than what I usually do, I can't lie. And I will be honest, when I first started playing this game last night, I literally could not control this car from turning sideways. It was like, it was bad. It does make it a lot easier when the surface is dry instead of wet. Most courses, they like wet the surface, and it makes this game like even 10 times harder. These cars are absolutely flying, and there we go. There's our nice little wreck. Let's throw it back into first, see if we can get on.
Okay, you're fighting for 5th position at the moment.
Yeah, we're always fighting for 5th position in this game. It's always that sharp turn right there that always gets me, and I know I'm being very quiet. It's because I got my racing determination on right now. And for some reason, I can't ever catch that turn either. I don't know why. It's just that turn. Or I guess this turn too.
5th place looks like where we'll end up once all the drivers have taken their joker.
Go. Let's try not to crash again. But the shifting does feel like way more realistic, and it feels like I'm actually racing in a cockpit with a manual car. I mean, it really just unleashes some ability with this wheel. And not really the wheel I was impressed with, but really the shifter, like the whole clutch feel and the shifter. And there we go, 3 minutes. Probably pretty terrible run. Of course, we're in last place because playing this game is pretty intense. So we actually didn't do too bad, but for some reason I actually did this race like last night like 1,000 times, and every time I get this 30-second penalty, and I don't know what it's for, but I'm the only one that gets it, and I don't know how to fix it. But that is just a preview of what the wheel can do on Dirt Rally 2.0, and it really does do a very good job of making it feel like you are in the middle of a race. That's probably why I wasn't talking a lot, because I was so focused on the race, because you do get very into it. So that's going to be it for the testing of this wheel. Let's head over and just talk a little bit more about it and just get some final thoughts before we end this video. So let's see you in a second. Alright everybody, that is going to conclude our review and test of the Logitech G29 and also the Logitech Driving shifter here. So in total, I spent around about $325 before tax. Got it off of Amazon. And so far, I've only had it for a day. I've only played with it for a day. This is just a quick review. And I'll probably do a more in-depth review when I get into it and beat it up a little bit and play with it for a while longer. And I'll probably do some videos on it then. So as far as for today's video, I want to just give some pros and cons of what I think overall about this wheel. Overall, I think it is a very good build. I personally, I'm not a sim racer. I'm not like some competitive PC racer. I literally just got it for some fun and to get my need for speed out on a video game instead of out on the real world, out on the real road, I should say. And that's what it's meant for me, and it's gonna, I believe, do a very good job of doing that. I had a ton of fun already with the 2 games I've tested today and the 2 games I've been playing, Dirt and Forza. 2 very good games, and it does, I think Dirt especially really unleashes this potential of the wheel. So definitely an investment. But if you're getting into sim racing, I would say that this is a very good wheel. If you're looking for something that's on the cheaper end, a lot of sim racing wheels and setups can cost a lot of money, and this is on the cheaper end, but also on the higher end of how it's built. It's built very good. The motors are strong. It gives you really good realistic force feedback. It can be a little jerky at times, but with settings, you can really just customize that how you want it to be. So I don't really see a problem in the motors or anything like that. A couple cons about the wheel, I think personally, is this might be with every sim racing wheel as well, is all of these wires. You have a wire for this that connects to this, a wire for this that goes to the power, that goes to the PC, the pedals to the wheel, and and I already have a ton of wires over there on my setup, and it's almost like adding another 4 wires on top of my desk. So it's definitely a lot. I think that's with pretty much every sim racing wheel, so I might as well just get over it. There's not really another alternative to hooking up 6 different devices playing with each other. So yeah, that's pretty much the only con. I think they did spend their money more on the software and the engineering of it rather than the mechanical. It does have pretty good, comfortable leather and on the shifter and on the wheel. The buttons kind of feel a little bit on the cheaper end, I should say. But I mean, nothing less than what you would get out of a PlayStation controller. So I don't think it's honestly too bad. I like the look of it, the design of it. The wheel's a little small, but that's fine for racing. You want to be controlled and have a small wheel anyways. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. If you want a wheel that is going to get the job done and give you somewhat of a realistic feel, but also just be there for a lot of fun, this is a very, very good overall starting wheel, at least to start with. And then later down the road, if you got more serious into it, maybe invest a little bit more money into something that really takes your game to the next level. But yeah, I think this is going to be perfect for my situation and for what I'm going to be using it for. And if you're looking to purchase one, I highly recommend it. If you're looking for the same things that I was looking in for a wheel. So I'm going to end the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed this review and test. Let me know down in the comments if you did enjoy this and enjoyed seeing the wheel perform. And yeah, so if you're not subscribed, you want to subscribe for more content like reviewing or gameplay of this wheel or other racing things that I'm sure we're going to be getting into soon. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review, and we'll see you guys in the next video.